How do you feel about an electric muscle car? That's right, a muscle car without the rumble of a V8. In the not so distant future, that may become a reality. FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles boss Mike Manley recently sat down with Detroit News to talk about the electrification of an American icon, the Dodge Challenger. Let's dive into this a bit more in today's story of the day. The reality is, those platforms and that technology we use does not need to move on. They can't exist as you get into the middle of the 2020s. New technology is going to drive a load of weight out, so we can think about powertrains in a different way. We can use electrification to really supplement those vehicles. That's a quote from Mike Manley when he sat down and talked to Detroit News. And it's a pretty sad reality, but undeniable reality that the industry is facing. These big supercharged V8s, 700 horsepower Dodge Chargers and Challengers that we're having are not the future, and FCA, Fiat Chrysler acknowledges this, along with any other manufacturer. But when we think of the buzzword of electrification or electric vehicle EVs and combining that with an American muscle car, those two just really don't seem to go together. And I think a lot of auto enthusiasts are really set back by this and just really are going to have a hard time getting behind this. So throughout this video, I want to kind of summarize this talk that Mike Manley recently had with Detroit News, so we can kind of dive into this and have a conversation about what it might mean for an American muscle car to become electric or a hybrid powertrain. Throughout this, kind of keep in mind, what does that mean to you? Can you even swallow or accept something like that? Or does the American muscle car need to just stick with its current formula of these big V8s and raw power as long as it can, and eventually acknowledge that that formula needs to die, and with it, maybe the muscle car needs to die and something new will have to take its place? Or, as Mike Manley is suggesting here, is it better to adapt the muscle car concept to fit changing times? These are certainly tough questions, so we're going to take a look at what Manley said in his interview and kind of his standpoint on the issue, and then we can head over to our website or in the comment section and have a conversation about the story as it develops. First of all, let's be clear that Dodge is not the only one to play around with this idea. Ford has already announced that the 2020 Mustang will have a hybrid powertrain as an option, and there are also many rumors, nothing to be confirmed yet, but many rumors that Chevrolet is working on something similar with the Camaro after facing declining sales here in 2018. But let's look at another quote from Manley. I think that electrification will certainly be part of the formula that says what an American muscle is in the future. What it isn't going to be is a V8 supercharged 700 horsepower engine. Obviously, we have grown to love the Hellcat, the Demon, and these big V8 engines, but we all know that's not the future. And what Manley is trying to set up and suggest is the future is a transition into full electric vehicles, starting with a hybrid powertrain. Right now he's saying the first step is going to be using the electrification or hybrid powertrain to supplement the engine. That means we're going to be stepping down to probably smaller V8s, maybe even V6s across the board, and supplementing that with electric powertrains. That could even mean all-wheel drive options, who knows? We don't know at this point. But these big supercharged V8s are not the future, which we certainly get that. But how would a hybrid or eventually electric powertrain impact the personality of the American muscle car? I think that's the piece that we're really not getting now, and something that we probably won't know until we can get our hands on one of these vehicles. But the problem is, this won't even happen until mid-2020s. So if we're looking at like a 7 to 8 year time frame before this even begins to happen, the good news is we're not losing our 700 horsepower V8s anytime soon. But the bad news is there's really two problems I have with that. One, like I prefaced this video with, is that the electrification or hybrid powertrain going to destroy the concept of a muscle car? Will it have the same personality after this change as it does before? And if that personality changes, will people still buy it? Is the draw still going to be there because of the Challenger, the Charger, the Mustang, or the Camaro name? Or is the draw because of the personality of the car? But my second issue is, will a hybrid powertrain even be worth the investment in another 7 to 8 years? at the rate that most manufacturers across the world, not just American manufacturers, are adapting full electric vehicles, I question whether a hybrid muscle car will even be relevant in 7 to 8 years. Maybe it'll still be relevant, but will it be desirable? I think there's going to be so much competition in the realm of hybrid or full electric vehicles that they may really lose their appeal, especially when they're becoming less and less practical and they don't have the personality that they used to, possibly. So I think the challenge here really is for Mike Manley and all the other people in charge of developing these American muscle cars is what kind of personality can they maintain in their vehicles. So those are some of my concerns around this issue, which I think can be addressed, but it'll be interesting to see how that affects the vehicle and whether or not it should still be classified as a muscle car. But regardless of your stance, it's a fascinating piece of news, and we'd love to hear all of your thoughts on this. So please drop a comment down below, or if you're interested in a more structured conversation, you can head over to our website and post there and give us your thoughts on this and kind of where your stance is and what you are looking forward to or not looking forward to with this news. But thank you so much for watching this new content style for us. Let us know what you think of Story of the Day down below. This is where we feature 2 or 3 key automotive stories each week. But be sure to also hit that like button and subscribe for more great videos like this one. That support really helps us out and we appreciate it. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.